So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Good evening. Hope you're doing great today. It's been a gorgeous day. Got a lot done. We're finishing putting up a load of hay. But guys, welcome back to the channel. Give me a fist bump. Give me kisses. Give me a hug. Love you, love you. Welcome back. I hope you're doing great. It's been a beautiful day here in Southeast Tennessee. We're getting a lot done. Feels good. It's going to be a very productive month. February is about getting stuff done, okay? All the things that you can, a little bit at a time, one day at a time, get things done so that you are prepared to move into spring much easier. Now, let me tell you, I know the daffodils are starting to kind of perk up a little bit. We're seeing some green grass. It does this every February. Don't be fooled. We could still get a blizzard, okay? Right, Fritz? We could still get a blizzard. So let's talk about something really important. I want your thoughts. We're not picking a fight here, okay? We're just talking it out. I have a question I want to know. Fritz, are you Mr. Lover Lover? Mr. Lover Lover. This is Lover Boy right here. He is the sweetest thing ever, aren't you? I know, honey. You tell him. Okay, so I have a very sincere question. And it's kind of two-part maybe. I don't know. This is just like a big topic, and I want to talk it out because I'm confused, okay? I want to ask questions. Why in the world are people that live here, that claim to be American citizens, that were born here, have maybe been here, I don't know how long you've been here, your family, but I'm just saying, why are y'all hating on it so much? Here's my point. If it's so good somewhere else, why don't you go there? I'm really serious. I'm not being, you know how some people say, well, here's your one-way ticket, get gone. I mean, I've certainly had those moments in my life with people, but I'm just saying today I'm really asking this question. And here's where I'm going with this. Why do you think you're going to get treated better somewhere else than you are here? I'm confused because it seems to me like a lot of the issues that we are facing are already on a major climax in terms of in other places with their government making you do things you don't want to do, censoring your speech, trying to control your food production, trying to put you on digital currency. I mean, we could go on and on. We really, really could. So my question to you is, because I have heard people even that I know say, well, I'm going to this country. And here we are like 2 years later, and that country is in a worse situation than we are here in the United States. So they're not saying that anymore. But I just want to say, I get being upset with the way things are with our government today. But, really, judgment? Now, you could say that in terms of people in government. I can understand that, and I get you. And a lot of people I've noticed lately try to kind of throw in my face what happened to the Native Americans. Okay, well, I'm not sure you know it, but that's okay. I don't think a lot of people realize that I was the vice president of the Tennessee chapter of the Trail of Tears. I was very involved in that. I still follow it very much. I've sort of pulled back because I'm really focusing on farm family preparation. So I've pulled back from my conferences. I pulled out of being in a role in terms of position in the Tennessee Trail of Tears, simply because I focused on, at that time, focused on my farm, moving to this farm, then COVID hit, and we all know the crazy time that's in. I just don't know if people know all of these things. And I'm not trying to sit here and talk about my heritage, but I think it's interesting that people make assumptions because they look at me and they say, okay, well, she's a white woman. Yeah, I'm a white woman. But that doesn't mean that I, number one, don't have heritage. I could show you a lot of interesting people that live around here that are even on the EBCI enrollment, okay? All right, they're just as white as I am, okay? And it's not necessarily because they don't have a high blood quantum. It's because of the way how their genetics are, and they're white. I mean, you wouldn't ever assume that a girl that's as white as me with blue eyes and red hair was a quarteroon in terms of being a Cherokee. I have a map that I really want to show you guys. It is so massive. I have it framed. It may be difficult for me to show you because of the glare, but I have a map that I guarantee you've never seen, which will clearly show all of the roads, all of the trails, all of the backways, specifically in North Carolina, the mountain Cherokee that were rounded up. That is hanging actually in my dining room because it is a very sacred map, and it is something that most people never ever see and or own. And it was given to me by somebody very special, so I had it framed because they trusted me with it. And so I have it. And, you know, I just find it interesting that lots of people like to throw things up that they don't fully even understand themselves. Or they assume because maybe I'm white in their eyes that I wouldn't understand it either. Here's where I'm going with this. The government has done horrible things to all kinds of people in the past. I will never argue that with you because I know, okay? And you know too. But here we are in 2024, and what I want to ask you, or what I want to discuss, is why do you think they're going to treat you any better? Do you really think in this day and age that overall the government at the end of the day, regardless of the individual, cares what color your skin is? No, what they want is for you to be divided from the opposite color that you are. They want you divided from the opposite supposed political side that you're on. But my question is at the end of the day, if let's say you're not going with their rhetoric. So let's say an individual is in Congress or is in leadership or is whatever, and let's pick a color. I don't care. They are light mauve. They're a mauve color. Okay? They're mauve. And let's pretend that you are mauve also. Do you think that if you stood up against that person and disagreed with them with all the things that we are seeing or whatever they might stand for, especially if it's oppressive towards other people of other colors, do you think that they're going to be your friend? Do you really think that these people care about what would seem fair to these individuals that want to talk about judgment? That's what I want you to think about. This is a discussion that actually I have a lot of times with a lot of people, tribal individuals, as you would call them, tribal members. Some of them are mixed. They're mixed with white. They're mixed with black. And they will sit here and gladly say to you, anybody that thinks that they are safe from the control that is trying to be yanked around your neck, if you think that you're exempt because you are a certain color, or because you have a certain sexual preference, or because you live in a certain place, I hate to tell you, but I think there's a good chance you're wrong. Okay? And I don't want to be a person to say I'm right, you're wrong, but I really want people to think about this. Do you honestly think they give a damn about you? I have been saying this for so long, it's not even funny. This is where the people of, when I say the people, I mean literally the people, not people that are walking across the border that are breaking the law today. I'm talking about individuals that are true Americans. They were born here. I don't care if you were born here last year or if you were born, as far as your family, like mine, hundreds of years ago. Why all of a sudden do you think they give a damn about you? You can look back in history at all kinds of different people that were the same color as the people in government that stood up against or spoke out. Do you think they got preference? Do you think that they were listened to? No, not at all. In fact, when I speak about the Trail of Tears, there were a lot of people specifically, a lot of people get confused about the Trail of Tears. They think that their grandmother was rounded up as a Cherokee in northern Kentucky and sent to Oklahoma. It didn't work out like that. There's a lot of people that have no clue how the Trail of Tears actually worked. They have the concept of what it was. They know it was a removal, a movement out west, but they don't understand the time frame. They don't understand how many people. They don't understand what the Army did. They don't understand the actual area that was actually Cherokee East, Cherokee Nation East at the time of the removal. Okay, one little section of Tennessee, North Georgia, a little bit of Alabama, and kind of the southwest region of North Carolina. If you were outside of that, you were not part of the actual removal. So I always get a kick out of people that say, well, my great-great-great-grandmother was from Memphis and she was sent on the Trail of Tears. No, she wasn't. She might have headed out west to Indian Territory for various reasons. A lot of people did. She wasn't rounded up. That's not how that went. So I just want to clarify that. I will show you the map if I can it's huge. But I want to know where people are getting all of this. And I know this is incredibly controversial. And I'm tired of feeling like we can't talk about these things and ask these questions and have these discussions. Do I think it's going to make a difference in the end? If it makes a difference with one person, then we met the goal. But we need to understand that this isn't really about color anymore. That's what they're trying to make it about. Because again, that is a form of division. It is. It's a total form of division. That's because they're coming for control for you and me and you both. Separate, but no better. I mean, do you really think that these people that could potentially completely take over the United States, if they haven't necessarily already, do you think they're going to yank all the land from certain people of a certain color and then just turn around and give it to you? No, they're going to keep it. Welcome to serfdom. No, it's not going to work like that. If that ever happens, if that's ever pulled off prior to Jesus returning, do you really think that you're going to be like, no, you're going to be doing what they say. Welcome to the reservation. Russell Means had it so right. I've made a whole video about this and have mentioned it before. Welcome to the reservation. We're all on the reservation now. And the sooner that you realize that and educate yourself on real, true American history and the stories they don't tell you and the stories they don't teach your children in terms of how many did this, how many did that, who owned this, who owned that, well, then I really am saddened by seeing so many people totally misled by this agenda. And it's bigger than you think. It really, truly, honestly is. This is why we need a hands-off government, so that individuals of all colors can live, and of all beliefs even, can live their lives peacefully and then can prosper. And yes, you can. So today I got told that all of this is, I had two different women. Ironically, it was really weird. They must know each other. Tried to throw up the past in terms of history with, quote, Indians or Native Americans. Well, we're going to go more specific. I'm not talking about, anything out west. That is not my expertise. I am aware of a lot of things, and I have an understanding of a lot of things there. But, I know a little bit about what happened here, especially regionally. And the stories and the things that are said by individuals that have no background or history of understanding it, really, 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 y'all need to do some homework, okay? You really, really do. Make no mistake, the removal was a tragedy, okay? And things were used not only just against the Native Americans, if you will, the Cherokee, but the whites that stood up for them, they were not listened to. I don't know if you know this, but there were a lot of white people in opposition to that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's very shameful that these things are not taught in the history books. And did you know that Cherokee had slaves as well? Now, not your mountain Cherokee, not your poor people, not your poor white people here in the South. No, it was your plantation owners. And guess what? There was a good handful of Cherokee that had slaves. They also had a unique, some of them had a very unique relationship with their slaves. A lot of people disguised their relationships that were legitimate under slavery. I know that's controversial, People don't like it. I'm not saying that atrocities didn't happen, because we know that they did. They happen every day now. But I'm just saying there's a lot of stories that are conveniently left out, overlooked, dismissed, or not taught just because it continues to push only one agenda. You cannot erase history. You cannot just say it was this way and that's it, and I hate you, and you did this. No, it actually, if you really dissect it, it doesn't really stand like that. But that's going to be the war game that they play, and that's the war game that they're playing right now to get you, whoever you might be out there, to hate this country, and to hate people like me, or for me to hate people like you. That is how a civil war may start. If it doesn't start it, it's going to brew it. And if it doesn't brew it, it's going to feed it once it starts. Have you thought about that? Have you actually ever thought about if we went into an actual civil war into this country, who are you going to be? Who would be fighting who and where? And how would you, what are you going to do? Because there's so many people that are on so many different sides and have so many different political stances. And there are so many mixed people here. We are such a melting pot. Why in the world would I have any beef with any Native American, even if they are extremely opposite in terms of politics of me? Why would I dislike them or have disdain towards them because of the color of their skin when my own grandmothers are that? And you all already know that we have African American in us, because I've already told you. I've already talked about this, and I got bashed for telling you that. See, there is no win here. So who are these people? And you need to be very, very aware of their presence, because either they are opposition or they are opposition to the level of they are not from here, right? And they want us into a civil war. Absolutely. They want to watch this country tear it down. But I will tell you, I'm sorry to say, and woe unto your children, regardless of our scars, regardless of where you stand, regardless of what you think of me, regardless of what you think about the election this year, regardless of what you think about anything, remember at the end of the day that it will be your children and your grandchildren that are going to suffer by the decisions and the hate that we carry right now, because it's fueling something very big that's coming upon right on the horizon. And they're planning for it to be a very specific time frame, I think. I really think we're on this long game, and we really are a pawn for a certain time. This is why I keep telling you to prepare. And at the end of this video, here I am. And at the end of the day, I keep saying that. Please pray. And I pray for you tonight that you put down your chip and lessen your burden that's hardening your heart, because it's really not helping you more than anything. You're going to suffer just like the rest of us. Nobody is going to be exempt unless you are literally in the top elite, okay? And you're hanging out with the absolute top tier elites of the world. If this whole agenda goes through at whatever point it could or would, might want to think about where you're going to be sitting when that happens. I bet you it's with the rest of us. More porridge, sir. Don't doubt it. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for letting me chat. I'm praying for you. I'm praying really hard. And I'm praying for our nation and for good leadership to finally step forward. The truth is revealing itself. And you have to ask yourself, where are you going to be in history? Godspeed, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.